gas would be deployed and the protesters dispersed, and they took to streets around the downtown area. And then you had many different scenes where police were trying to get things under control, but protesters saying, we will be here until police leave the area. And so at least for now, some relative calm, and for the people who were here for so much of that time, a very different scene that rapidly developed different waves of sort of chaos and of the chanting and of people trying to get through and police blocking off streets. So things changed very quickly, a very different Fort Wayne than we've seen before.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. I grew up here, and I just started this job as well too, so it's been a lot to see this, and just a regular protest assignment that I thought I was going to. Additionally, a lot of people told me Saturday there's another protest planned at 2 p.m. And before this all began, the people that I spoke to, a lot of them were like, oh, we're not going to go, we came today. But then later I asked people again, and they were like, we're definitely going. So I'm interested to see Saturday the different take, and will there be officers here from the beginning, or what's going to happen overall? How are people going to respond? It could turn out the way it did again today or tonight, or it could be completely different.
And we will bring all of the latest details on our coverage online, on social media, and on the air on ABC 21 News.
All right, Krista, thank you for that. As you saw in that video, a bit of a chaotic scene at points. And that scene, well, it's contrasting this morning as to what happened last night. ABC 21's Tony Benton Jr. joins us live downtown with a look at some of the fallout from Friday's protest. Tony?
That's right, Caitlin. It's a much calmer atmosphere and feel that we have out here on the streets this morning. Now, I don't know if you've seen any of these pots around the city. They're all around the city. These were knocked over. Very heavy pots full of flour and dirt. These are all around the city, and majority of them have been knocked over. As you see right here, they are working to clean up this mulch. They're working on this all around the downtown area. There's graffiti on the walls, vulgar language that we can't show you here on air, but there's graffiti all around town on billboards, on walls. There's also right over here, if you take a look, they've cleaned it up now, but right there was trash on fire. There was trash on fire right there on that area across the street. They're working on the cleanup now, as you see again right here, mulch. Now on the corner, there was a gentleman who was beginning to clean up that mulch. He was cleaning up the area of the pots, of the things that have been going on here downtown. We just passed by another vandalism on the wall. Across the street, boarded up windows, more boarded up windows. The gentleman is no longer here. We have things that have been cleaned up and working on being cleaned up now. They're working on this all around town. Police are still patrolling the downtown area. Now, it's interesting to see the dynamic that may be later at 2 o'clock at another protest that is planned for later. These right here, right in front of this building, packed, full of people. Now a calmer street. So we'll see what's going to happen later in the day. Caitlin?
All right, Tony, thank you. Cleanup crews expected to start. As you've said, they've already started cleaning up. It'll be interesting to see what unfolds later on today. We'll check in with you in just a bit. As the chaos subsided and an uneasy calm slowly returned, those who had witnessed the night's events unfold were left to try and figure out what happened. Among them, Pastor Raymond Dix Jr. of Pilgrim Baptist Church. Here's what he told us.
I'm discouraged, I'm hurt, I'm angry, but at the same time, I'm hopeful. And I think that after we get past the pain, we have to stand on hope. And that is why we're down here tonight in the middle of the night to say we can't give up hope. The destruction of property does not honor the life of George Floyd. We need to honor his life. If George Floyd really mattered as much as people are saying, then his life must be honored by peaceful protests. The stuff that we're seeing going on here in our fair city is not helpful.
We did see some windows broken out down at the Hilton at some of the businesses across the street. Some business owners are going to have some cleaning up here to do. But you understand the anger from the protesters.
Oh, absolutely. I'm angry. Malcolm X said that when he heard about the 4 little girls that were carried out of 16th Street Baptist Church that bombing back in the 60s, there was a visceral reaction in his body. I had the same reaction. But we have to get beyond that to be able to turn that anger into positive change. And that's why I'm down here tonight to say that this cannot be the way. It has to be a better way, and it is a better way to do that. So we have to be able to come to a place where we can take our anger and turn it into positive action. And that's what we're trying to do as pastors, being down here tonight to encourage people to do that. I think when you get to a certain point, the police have limited options. There was issues of traffic. There were issues of people climbing on vehicles, on semi-trucks. Those kind of things have to be dealt with. One of the things that the government is for is to keep order. And so we must have order in our community. That doesn't mean we can't have protests, and it doesn't mean we can't be angry, but we have to do so in such a way that is honoring the reason why we protest. Black people are angry all over the country because when we see these situations, it's not just this situation. This has been built up over hundreds of years. There's generational racial pain that is handed down in families, and we have to find a way to deal with that pain.
During the protest, Mayor Tom Henry sent us a statement that reads in part, quote, "Our country and community are hurting as a result of the passing of George Floyd. Tonight's demonstration in downtown Fort Wayne began peacefully. It began to get more aggressive, and the safety of the public was being put at risk. We need to respectfully and peacefully engage in productive dialogue," end quote. We now know that some businesses downtown will be keeping their doors closed today. The Hoppy Gnome, which was right in the middle of the conflict last night, is one of them. The Fort Wayne Farmers Market at Parkview Field is off, and we just heard recently that the YLNI Market on Bar Street will also be closed today. Meanwhile, one group is already launching a downtown cleanup this morning, and they're asking for volunteers if we have the information on our website, WPTA21.com. We received word just a few hours ago that Fort Wayne police plan to address what happened last night in a news conference. This morning, it's still being finalized, but we're told to expect that to begin around 10 o'clock this morning. Police officials will speak with us at Citizen Square. We'll have that for you when it happens on our website. Again, that's WPTA21.com. ABC 21 covered the I Can't Breathe protest for over 7 hours on Friday and will continue to do the same later today. Stay with us for updates on this developing story.